streaming in the way that, you know, these networks that are writing these and making these products that are only for streaming is like it's changing the way everything's digested now.
Which, like, I know one could say, like, oh, but it's a continuation in the MCU. No, it's fucking not. It just doesn't feel like, you know, I wanted an Edward Norton sequel to Incredible Hulk. I always wanted that.
It's equal parts of 4 different things, but my shot glass is not going to be big enough because I'm going to do full on shots out of this. So I got the mini glass.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 20 of Personified Fandom. I am Josh Meany, and before we get started, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you like what you saw. If you didn't like, hit subscribe, but hit the unlike button. I got the gang with me, the mythical man of movie madness himself, Mr. Mike Daggs. Mike, how you doing?
What up?
Rocking and rolling.
That's all I got.
That's it. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. I like it.
Short and sweet.
And the man, the myth, the legend, the man of many names, the man of many drinks, Mr. Ginty, Mr. Eric, Mr. Toke. How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing fucking great. Got a couple cocktails in me already. It'll be a fun night.
Hell yeah, and be sure to stick around for that drink of the week after the podcast is over. Well, not after the podcast is over. It's the end of the podcast. Y'all know what I mean. Anyway, we got a couple of topics. Not a whole lot happened in the last week. But, yeah, we got a couple things that we're going to talk about. 2 are kind of news, and 1 is kind of freeballing. But, Mike, what are we going to start with?
So, today we realized that Hollywood writers go on strike. Not as frequently as I thought they did, but they're on strike again. And what it means to TV and movies could be changing the future of how stuff works, but also it's not going to immediately affect things. So, like I said, the writers' strike, Hollywood Writers Guild, whatever it's called, WGA, whatever it is.
Writers Guild of America.
Writers Guild of America, they went on strike mainly because they're not getting paid enough, like most of us.
Their contract ran out yesterday.
Yep, and they want more money. Yeah, it's weird when I always forget that, like, movies are a business. I mean, not that I forget that, but you kind of get taken out of it because half of it is entertainment, the other half is like a business, and the business runs the entertainment side of it. And It's like, it's weird to think that there's someone who just is bored at their job when they're writing for movies or like complains and just like hates their job.
Right.
There's an accountant for like Hollywood. Like it's just wild to see the proportion of the money be towards actors and directors. And then there's people who probably make what we make, like working in Hollywood, but not Hollywood people.
Yeah, not incorporate. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The lower
like some of the actual brains behind the brawn.
Yeah. Look, this is like weird, and so this happened before, didn't it?
2007, 2008.
2007, 2008. So, yeah, this is just such a strange. I mean, I get it. I mean, some of these writers, I feel like writers don't get the credit that they deserve for writing some of these movies. Some of these writers are incredible writers, and I think they should be paid like basically what they want, as long as they're not being outrageous about it. But like, if they're all coming together and be like, we should at least make this much, give it to them. I mean, they are a big part of the talent. Writers, directors, actors, like that. The Trinity.
Exactly. There's a big part of it too, is that like the money's drying up faster because they used to get royalty money from shows going into what's that called when it goes on like TV networks?
Syndication.
So they continue to get royalties, where now with these things living on streaming services, they don't make the money that they used to. So it's a weird, like we talk about it pretty frequently on this show, but like it's streaming in the way that, you know, these networks that are writing these and making these like that are only for streaming is like, it's changing the way everything's digested now. Like I was saying, it's not affecting everything immediately, but it's mainly affecting like Saturday Night Live, The Daily Show, Jimmy Fallon, all those shows are
week to week,
current,
like have
to be up to date, current, are all off right now. They're all shut down as of tonight. It's all going into reruns and stuff, which is crazy.
Oh, that's stressful for the movie makers, except for like the movie makers who are like writer directors, like a Jordan Peele or James Gunn. But yeah, that must just be super stressful on them because like they don't control what the writers are getting paid, and I bet they want the writers to be paid what they deserve. So that really sucks. I wonder if we'll see the real time effects of it, or if it will be like kind of resolved in time. That'll be definitely interesting to see.
I'm sure we'll definitely see some ripples of effect from this, but hopefully not too soon. Because obviously, it's now spring, summer. Kids are going to be home. Shows. I mean, reruns are one thing. I mean, most kids can get by with that, but current to date shit, we want that.
So I was reading also too that this was like the rise of reality TV when this first happened. They went on strike for 100 days, and this ushered in like the reality TV because you don't need too much writing because the show kind of writes itself. Then like your video editors go in and like chop it up and make like they almost become writers where they look for stupid things and make fake storylines and stuff, and
it's just all improv.
Really weird. The explosion of reality TV shows after the 100-day work stoppage, which is bananas, and I'm sure we will feel it immediately. Like I'm sure there's some movies that have been greenlit that'll get delayed, and stuff's just gonna back up, and it is weird. Like, and it's almost weird too because imagine being a writer and like. I'm sure that there's a level, there's obviously levels to every sort of job you have. And there's probably somebody who like makes a decent amount of money and they're okay with their living. But because they're part of this union that's going on strike, it's like, shit, man.
Yeah, right. I don't really got a choice here, huh?
Like, I'd love some more money, but I don't care that much. But I can't do anything. Yeah. It's just wild.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just scary. And they need to be paying these types of people the money they deserve. Even when it comes to, like, I know there's a lot of jokes going around, but it's actually really not funny, is the CGI people for Marvel Studios. They're not getting paid, and they're enough, and they're being overworked, and that's why we're getting some lackluster CGI in some of these MCU things. And it's like, you need to be these are the talent, you know what I mean? I understand that these corporate people need to be paid too. Like, movie producers are important, yes, but make sure the talent, the real like talent in these movies are being given what they deserve, because they're the artist. They are the artists. Whether you're scoring the film with the music, you're doing the CGI, you're writing the film, the cinematography. I mean, just give them what they deserve.
I mean, there's like those famous stories from the industrial. Is it ILM or IM? One of the main studio that like edited like for Spielberg all those years, and George Lucas. Like those people that worked on all those projects branched out and created their own studios and stuff. And like you see, like when you have a movie with shit editing or shit soundtracks, it just doesn't work as well as, and it's the people that are the like heart and soul behind the movie. But sometimes these studios just think it's just throw a shit ton of money at the actors and the actors will make the movie good, but it's not. So
not always the case.
I do want to plug in. So I was watching the show called The Offer, which is about the making of The Godfather. It's on Paramount Plus. It's starring Miles Teller. And crazy stories, stuff that like you wouldn't believe happened in the creation of making The Godfather. Like it can be a movie in itself. I mean, that's why they made it a show. But why I'm bringing this up is you really see the inner workings of what it takes to get a movie made. Like what they have to do just to get to that start date of filming is insane. And how many people have their hands in it, and it like goes to show what you're saying. Like there's so many people, different tiers, they have like the working level class, like making $20 an hour. Like there's so many different people with these hands in it, and I feel like anybody who's watching, I highly recommend you watch The Offer. I think I finished it. I think it was an incredible show. Had me hooked. I couldn't keep my eyes off it. I think it's incredible, and definitely you get to see the inner workings of movie producing and everything, and you get to see the incredible story of how The Godfather was made. I mean, they got a guy playing Al Pacino and a guy playing Marlon Brando, and it's just, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out now.
Yeah, I definitely think you guys should check it out.
There's have you seen this show on Netflix, The Movies That Made Us? They go into different movies like Back to the Future, Forrest Gump, a bunch of like really renowned movies, and they talk about the hurdles that they went through to make those movies, and some of them are, it's like, how in the world did they put this movie together? Like, you think, especially like they're obviously bigger name movies that you look back with rose tinted glasses and you're like, oh yeah, of course, that's like one of the best movies ever made, and you're like, that movie was so close to not being finished or just junked or trashed so many times throughout.
Seeing these movies that studios just didn't want to do, and they become and that's the other thing, like we always see, is these studios thinking they know what people want and what people need, and some do, but a lot of them have just proven that they don't. Like, when they let the directives like create and give them the freedom, that's when we get some of the best content.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, like the same thing. Even in the movies with some of the actors, when they just completely ad-lib and just go off script and do their own thing, some of those are the best scenes in the movies and they're the most memorable.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, speaking of The Godfather, did they bring up the fact that the cat was just a random cat on screen?
Yep, it was. Yeah, they did. I didn't know that. It's just a straight
random ass cat.
Yeah, and like the way it plays out, they're like,
Brando just was.
Yeah, like you can't tell Marlon Brando shit.
Yeah,
it's like, I like the cat.
That's amazing. That's great. So moving on to that, to something that might actually be actually felt right this moment, if it's in the production of being written, is Pedro Pascal in talks to join Gladiator 2. So Ridley Scott, at the very much, should I say, like, hatred of my opinion, they're making a Gladiator 2, which I can't even begin to understand why they're doing that, but Pedro Pascal might be joining it. Who joining the cast with Paul Mescal, who's supposedly the lead role for it. Yeah. Ginty, what are your thoughts on it being a Gladiator 2 being made?
I don't know. It's one of those movies that it had a great ending. And I don't know where they go from there. It's just, I mean, Maximus died in the fucking ring, in the arena, and defeated Commodus. That's what do you do? Where do you go from that? I don't know.
His son is back for revenge. Wait, his wife and son were already killed. It's he had sex with what's her name in the jail cell before he went out. Like, stop.
Yeah. I don't know. And the sister, I forget what her name was, but she's coming back. She's already attached to the movie as well. What?
Yeah. It sounds like a straight to DVD movie.
I guess like this is why we need writers.
Yeah.
I guess. If Josh, what do you think about it? Because I think we're both befuddled a little bit.
So funny story, actually. I've never seen Gladiator.
Wait, what?
I've never seen Gladiator. And it's funny because you guys are like, yeah, this person dies, this person has sex with this person, like dropping all these. I'm like, damn, never seen it.
All right,
never seen
you
Gladiator.
have
I was about to end the call.
You need to watch Gladiator, dude.
And it's funny, I've been reading a lot of the news coming out about Gladiator 2. Like, I've been staying up on it, even though it's a movie that I know is a classic, but I've been keeping my eyes peeled. I know Denzel Washington's going to be in it. Like,
Ginty, this is my fault. It's my fault. I failed him it's in my top 10, and I haven't released my top 10 list. So maybe if I had just dropped this list, you would see.
Yeah,
that
I've been
it's
asking you when you're gonna do your last video.
It's it's very high in my top 10, and maybe if he had saw that, he would go, "Oh shit, I have to watch this movie."
No, that has nothing to do with it.
I failed you, Maximus.
What are we doing? What are we doing right now? A podcast about movies and streaming stuff.
Yeah.
And you have not seen Gladiator?
Oh my god! You know about it though, right? Like you know how good it is.
I was gonna say something, but not on a platform where people can go back to it. Look, I probably should watch it, right? There's certain things I just can't say. Like I can't say it.
You have
a good point. And you know what? Okay, so here's the thing. There's some classic movies out there. This is how I'll put it. There's some classic movies out there that would shock people that someone like me who does like movie reviews, I'm all into this movie thing, I haven't seen. And I always thought about on my channel doing something like watching blank for the first time, and it'd actually be genuine. But part of it scared me because I'm like, if you guys find out I didn't see these movies, you might be like, your movie opinion's garbage. You know what I mean?
No, that's not true. Because I guarantee you there's
no.
I guarantee you there's movies that I haven't seen that would shock some people.
Me too.
Really?
Granted, I don't think as many because I went through a list of the top 500 movies, and I would say that most of them, most of the popular ones I've seen. I mean, there's obviously I've never seen Citizen Kane. I've never seen Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, me
I've never seen Ben-Hur, and those are some of the most regarded movies of all time. But I've never.
See, my list is different. My list is different. I feel like the movies you named compared to some of the movies. Okay, I'll throw one out there because I told you guys already. Okay. I'll throw one out there. I watched Forrest Gump for the first time in the last couple months.
That's right. You said that.
I've got other movies like that. Like, you'll be like, how did you... And let me straighten this out, too. Some of these movies I've seen... But either I wasn't paying attention or wasn't conscious enough to really remember the film. If you ask me anything about it, it's exactly these movies have been on while I'm around. I just never sat down beginning to end and remember the film.
That was what I started doing that before I started doing movie reviews. When I started getting into movies again, because I was getting into TV shows and playing a lot of video games, so I just didn't really watch movies. And it was I'd only just go to the theaters for Marvel movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Stand By Me was on. And I was like, I've seen this movie, but I've never really digested it. I know if you pick out the famous scenes, when they're running across the bridge from the train, or you guys want to see a dead body, or any of these or when they're at the campfire, that scene, I've seen those scenes before, but I didn't really comprehend the whole movie. And then I went on a tear and I just went through oh man, some of them that were on mine were Pulp Fiction. There was
okay, wow.
There was Pulp Fiction. There was we're talking, Jesus, this is probably 10 years ago that I started doing this. But yeah, it's totally a thing where there's so many old movies I go back and I'm like, wait, I didn't actually comprehend this movie. I just seen it. So yeah, I feel you.
That could almost be a topic we could do, is talk about a whole bunch of movies that we haven't seen. I'll seclude some of mine and not mention them, but it could be an interesting topic to talk about. Because I recently in the last year or two, I have been going back. Another one I'm not really ashamed to admit is No Country for Old Men. I watched that in the last year for the first time, and it's exciting because I know already going in, I'm like, this movie's deemed so great, you know what I mean? So I'm like, there's no way I'm not gonna like it, so I'm not wasting my time. Let me watch it. And I sat down and watched it, and I was like, wow, wow, that movie was good.
So I actually tried to get my I'll say fiance. I'm still getting stuck on it, but I tried to get my fiance to watch Gladiator because I was just in a super Gladiator movie mood, and we actually swapped. This was probably 4 or 5 months ago. We actually swapped over to Troy because I was like, you'll probably she likes faster paced movies a little bit. So I was like, you'll probably like Troy a little bit more, and because Brad Pitt, he's a honk. So we put Troy on, and it was watching Troy that I did not put on my top 100, which I thought when I started talking about it, I was like, oh my God, how did I leave that off my top 100? Rewatching Troy, holy shit, is the acting bad. Like, the acting in it is not, it's so bad. It's not good at all. I'm like, Orlando Bloom is terrible in it, I would say. Brad Pitt's hit or miss in the movie. Eric Bana is really the only one that, like, kills it. But everybody else, it's like, some of the lines they say, you're like now, some of the lines are just all-time great. Like, when the kid's like, it's the biggest man I've ever seen. I wouldn't want to fight him. And he goes, that's why they'll never remember your name. Like, such great lines, but some of them in that movie are terrible.
It's funny you brought up Troy because I haven't seen Troy either, and I confuse Gladiator and Troy sometimes. When people talk about the film, I think about, like, Brad Pitt, because, like, there's images of these movies that I remember, and I'm like, wait, was Russell Crowe in Troy, or was it Glad? Like, I get those two confused. I need to watch both of them.
Yeah, I would say watch Troy than Gladiator. Troy, I think, is a better, I don't know how
popcorn
to say
flick?
This. Troy's a better, like, you'll have more fun watching Troy. There's, like, better fight scenes. The story is more, like, intriguing and grasping because there's, like, different parts to the story, where Gladiator is definitely a lot slower, but it's just a far better movie. Like, way better so much better put together, so much better pacing, such better acting.
I mean, it's Ridley Scott,
more believable. Yeah, Ridley Scott.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah, and the soundtrack to Gladiator is phenomenal. Like, every it's great. But
it's really good.
But she didn't finish it. We never finished it. Like, that was the thing. She fell asleep, and I was like, all right. She fell asleep twice to it, so I was like, okay, like, I'll take my cue from this. Some people just don't like it. You're wrong, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a terror! Who would have thought that? A third of this podcast hasn't seen Gladiator.
I know.
Where would, in a quick consensus, where would Gladiator be for you, Toke? Like, in the top 100, if you could, would it be?
I would probably
below 50.
Yes. I would probably have it in my top
25,
30.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right, so guys, I feel like we have to do this as a movie of the week, but maybe after Mike does his final top of his top 100, because that we don't want to spoil his thoughts on that when he drops that video. But yeah, I think we should add Gladiator to the list. And I'll hold off on watching it. And yeah, I want to watch it. It's on the list.
Hold your eyes open like Bird Box.
Yeah, dude, it's worth it.
All right.
Yeah. It was special for me. That's why it's so high on my list. Like, but yeah, okay. But moving on to actually kind of timely, because this wraps in together with this. We are going to do a list, like 3 movies, maybe more if we all have some of these in common.
Yeah, I got honorable mentions too.
Never got a sequel, but need one, because this is the opposite of Gladiator 2. Never got a sequel and never needed one. So I feel like I was interrupting Cow to you a lot, Toke. So you start us off and tell us one movie you think should have got a sequel and didn't.
All right. So I'm actually, this one, I'm going to go with it anyway, even though there is a sequel, but there should have been a sequel after the sequel. And we never got it, and everyone's been wondering, what the hell is on page 47? And I'm going with National Treasure.
Okay.
Okay, so you're talking like the third movie?
Should have been a 3, and everyone's been waiting for it, and I still am waiting for it.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I absolutely love the first National Treasure. I didn't like the second National Treasure, and it turned me off to the franchise. But I do think the first one's great. I really do. It's one of my favorite Nick Cage movies, which I don't think a lot of people would put National Treasure as one of their favorite Nick Cage movies. Maybe, but it's one of mine. Like it'd be in my top Might be in my top 3 movie for him, honestly. I really like that movie. That's an interesting one.
What's your favorite Nick Cage movie?
Face Off.
Okay. Yeah,
without a second doubt in my mind.
I think for me, it's Gone in 60 Seconds, Face Off, National Treasure.
Ooh.
Although I gotta say,
I liked him as Ghost Rider too. I might be in the minority for that, but him as Ghost Rider, that was a fun time.
Oh
yeah. See, I'm bad with lists because I gotta know there's something I'm missing and I know it, so I've got.
It's
Ooh,
Con Air.
The Rock's pretty good.
Con Air was great.
Air.
Ooh, I mean, Nick Cage movies, man. Nick Cage movies. I loved him in Kick-Ass. He was fire in Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
He was great in Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Oh, Bangkok Dangerous was low-key good, too.
I never saw Bangkok Dangerous.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse is great, too. Yeah,
technically, he's... Yeah. Oh, man. Now I'm going down this rabbit hole of Nick Cage movies.
There's a lot of them. There's so
many. He's done so many bad movies.
I need to see Pig. I heard Pig was really
you know what? Lord of War. Lord of War might be one of my all-time. That might be my all-time favorite. That's
Lord of War.
That one's great. He's the he sells guns in that one, and he's like full Nick Cage in it. Well, he's like good Nick Cage, not the cheesy bad Nick Cage. All right, Josh, I've been talking too goddamn much. What's your What's a movie that should have got a sequel that didn't?
One of mine in my top 3 is the movie Jumper with Hayden Christensen.
Hey, that's on mine too.
Mine too.
It always bothered me that they never made another Jumper because I think it's a pretty good movie, and not a lot of people are talking about that movie. Like, I don't know. I feel like I saw it, some of my friends saw it, but it's never like a topic of conversation. Like Hayden Christensen was pretty good in that too.
He was good in it, and it was his comeback role, from Star Wars.
Yeah,
and it had
Samuel
a great concept. Like it was a cool concept. They had it was a great premise. It was like believable. Like they chased these dudes down that tried to break time and space and stuff. It was cool. It was really it was almost one of those where you I want that ability. Like that would be awesome to just look at like a postcard or a picture of something and just go there.
And the way the teleportation is portrayed, it's not smooth. Like he teleports and the ground gets fucked up and everything. Like you can see just the way it was portrayed. And also what's his name is in there who plays his dad. From Walking Dead and Guard. It's a crime that I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head because I know his damn name.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get you the cast right now.
It's gonna drive me nuts now. I gotta.
Daryl's brother. Walking Dead.
Bernthal? No.
Daryl's
brother. Oh yeah,
Michael. I almost said Rappaport. Michael. God damn it! What is it?
Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker. Thank you.
Michael Rooker.
Yeah. Because when I went back to it in the last year or so, I forgot he was in that movie, and then when he shows up as his dad, I was like, oh no shit.
Yeah, that movie's great. Yeah, and they set it up to have more.
Yeah,
like a sequel to it, and it just never did.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's 6.1 IMDb. It
reviews aren't
made
great.
For 85 million. I'd imagine that it beat that because I feel like it was pretty popular just because Hayden Christensen.
Oh yeah, it probably did pretty
Jackson.
well in the theater. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe it just didn't sit with a lot.
Maybe
of people.
We go back. We should add this to the list here for movies of the week and go back and revisit it. We all had it on our list. Maybe
cool.
We're missing something here.
Yeah, that's cool that we all had it because this is the actual movie that made me think of doing this topic. I was thinking about Jumper. Like, Jumper never had a sequel. Like, I don't get that. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, wow, this would be a good topic to think of other movies that didn't have a sequel. Where I'm like, why didn't this movie have another one?
Yeah.
Okay. But all right.
Mike, what do you got?
I got a couple that are good, but I feel like we might have them as well. So I will jump on probably one that I always think is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay.
I thought it's just a hilarious movie.
It is funny.
I loved the my grandfather loved the books, and there's 3 books, so they could have made it. They set it up to make a series of movies, and they just never did. Martin Freeman, Sam Rockwell, Alan Rickman, Zooey Deschanel, Bill Nighy. Like, there's so many great people in this movie, and I'm pretty sure it's reserved. Like, 87% like this movie. It seems like, it doubled up. It's doubled up, made $100 million. I don't know why it never got a sequel.
That is interesting.
Like I said,
didn't they do another sequel to that? Because I feel like when that movie came out, people were talking about that movie. Yeah, that is a very strange one. That's a good pick. Damn, I didn't have that on my list, but that is a good. It would be on my list if I would have thought of it for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, but no sequel, no sequel movies. I think that they were like supposed to. It was in like development. I don't know. I'd have to read up on it. Maybe I should have done that before to see exactly why I didn't get a sequel or any of the other movies. But yeah. All right, back to you, Tope.
So I have a bunch of them on here, but I'm gonna skip down to a few of them because I know the next one on the list, I'm pretty sure both of you have on your list. So I'm gonna skip that one for now. But Edge of Tomorrow.
Had that on my list. Yes. I'm very surprised because they left that to be another one.
100%.
And there's been talks about it, but for some, I don't know what kind of hell it's going through or why it can't get off the ground, but I've seen articles so much about that movie.
Yes.
And that's another one I just watched in the last year for the first time. My buddy asked me if I had ever seen it, and I'm like, no. He's like, I feel like you would like that movie. And I watched it, and I was like, how did this miss me? I don't know. I almost feel like maybe the promotion for the movie wasn't that great or something. I don't understand how this missed me because I watched the trailer and I was like, why didn't I go see this? I remember seeing the title and it was a Tom Cruise film, but I feel like if I sat and watched that trailer, I'd go see that movie. I don't get why it missed me, but yeah, the movies, I think that movie's incredible. A great sci-fi film.
Now I don't know. Okay. There it is. Yeah, I was going to say, this movie, the crazy thing about it was originally called Live, Die, Repeat.
Yes.
And when I don't know when they changed it, but because it spoiled like
the movie
30 minutes into the movie, I feel like there's a what is that called when you swear something was one way but it's not? It's like the Bernstein Mandela effect. I swear to God, I saw this movie when it was called Live, Die, Repeat, and then they changed it after it came out.
Well, you know what, Mike? The posters said live, die, repeat, and that's probably where you're getting it from because, of course, you see that poster. It's like, I know for a fact the posters would say that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm surprised because the end of this movie, they're like, all right, now we're going to bring the fight to them or whatever, and then they're just like, all right. So I just read that it is in development. With Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt in reprising their roles. So who knows if this, and that's from February 20th. So who knows if this writer's strike.
Hey, that's my birthday.
Hey.
There you go. No, well, yeah, this is the article that I'm reading. That's where it's from. Nice. So,
well,
yeah, hopefully we'll get the sequel to that.
I hope so.
Because I did enjoy that one. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, back to you.
All right. I was thinking Titanic, you know? No, I'm just playing. I just want to see that bitch go down a second time, you know? I want to see if
Iceberg's Revenge.
Iceberg's Revenge. It takes on the iceberg. It's almost like a Pacific Rim. It's just this big-ass iceberg versus the Titan. Oh, man.
Well, funny thing is...
Rose's Revenge.
Funny thing is the global warming is melting all the icebergs, so we're getting our revenge, baby.
Hey, the people's revenge. No, but another movie that I have on my list, and I actually don't think this is going to be on your guys' list. I don't think it'd be on a lot of people's list, but Freddy versus Jason. Now, when this... Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Please listen to me. Look at me. Don't leave me out. I told you I didn't see Gladiator, and I told you I wanted another Freddy versus Jason. I know you want to leave me right now, okay? Okay, but bear with me, please, God, please. When this movie came out, right? It was something that we had never really seen before. For one, this movie was huge when it came out, and after it came out, there were talks about doing like a Jason versus Michael Myers, or like other popular killers, and I think it was a missed opportunity not to do it. Would these films be great? No. Was Freddy versus Jason great? No. Yes and no. You know what I mean? The movie's trash, but the concept is so entertaining.
Yeah.
If you would have did a Jason versus Michael Myers,
the audience wanted.
Exactly. And I'm shocked that they didn't continue this, because doing any other iterations of versus, like, when it comes to these killers, like Leatherface versus Freddy or something like that. Look, and even the way it ended, like, you guys probably don't remember the way it ended, but like, you think that Jason killed Freddy, and he comes out of the water with his head, and then Freddy looks at the camera and winks, and it's like nobody really won, and it's like. Yeah, I'm really shocked it never got another one, and I would have ate another one up. Honestly, even if they just had a rematch.
Yeah, okay. I can see. I love the idea of like Freddy versus a bunch of different people, because like Michael Myers and Jason would just be two slow dudes trucking towards each other. It would be boring. But if Freddy has all that. Freddy has that like cool thing where it's like he gets you in your sleep. Like, everybody has to sleep, even Michael Myers, even Chucky the doll got to sleep. So, like, that, I like and Freddy's got that, like, fourth wall breaking type thing.
And he's very punny. He's very punny.
Yeah.
So I would love to see.
Like Freddy versus Pinhead. You know what I mean? That would be an interesting one. Or even Puppet Master versus Chucky. Give it to me.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down for anything. It all sounds okay. In a world full of crap, that sounds okay.
Yeah, it sounds right.
I'll go with a big one here. And I actually, when I was looking up some movies, I put this list together. Then I started looking through some lists to see, like, get some other stuff here. Wanted. Wanted was a gigantic movie when it came out. I mean, it was huge. The whole curve in the bullet thing was awesome.
Yep.
Cool concept. Assassins always slap. And I feel like this movie did great. I mean, Angelina Jolie was on fire at the time. James
McAvoy killed it.
This was like prime. If I would guess, I would say this was what, 2008.
Probably. I think I was in middle school.
2008.
Yeah.
2008. Yeah. I mean, this just hit in the like. Dude, Chris Pratt was in this. I forgot. Common, Morgan Freeman.
Some things in that movie are iconic too. The way they would like fling the gun and shoot the bullet. Like, I think about that to this day. That's not on my list. That's another one. Damn, if I would have thought of it, it would have ended up on like my honorable mentions for sure. Yeah, that's a great one. That movie's so good.
I'm surprised. I mean, it made, and I always look at the money, because you follow the money, and that's
what they follow.
That's where, where was this budget here? Because again, it just, I don't know if it's just my circle of friends, but it was gigantic.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. It was huge. Everyone was talking about that freaking movie when it came out.
75 million made for, and it made 375 million. So I'm just perplexed why it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, this thing, I remember the trailers, and I remember being like, I have to see that movie when it came out, and I remember my dad brought me to go see it. Me and him went and saw it. Yeah, we loved it. We absolutely loved that movie.
Great movie, no sequel. I could see if there's a Wanted 2 coming out, but
I don't think
there's an article saying why it never happened.
Why it never? Yeah, that's one of those. Yeah, I've never. I think
Jolie was credited for a like director part in it. Like, she didn't direct it, but I think that's when she started like getting into directing and was getting out of acting. So that probably could have been it. But all right, let's spin it back around. What's your number 3 here, Toke?
I am number 4.
I had that too.
So, I mean, this movie had a budget of like between $55 and $59 million, and it, all said and done, it made $150 million.
Yeah,
I mean,
it also.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
No. Go by all means, go ahead.
I was gonna say that it sets up a series of movies, and if you had any sort of success, I mean, it was good. I feel like it's one of those movies that's all time. Like Josh is sitting there like, I don't fucking even know what this movie is, but I feel like it was a good series. Now that is one of those movies that I feel like we should put that on the list, because I remember being into it, but clearly it didn't like warrant enough for the
I never
like,
saw it.
I know
of it. I know of it, and I know I've seen trailers. I even feel like I've seen it almost, but I don't remember any of it.
You may have seen it. So it's 100. It's actually based on a book series. So this was the first of the series, and it was supposed to, they were supposed to make the whole series into movies, and it just never went anywhere after this movie finished. And I thought the movie was actually pretty damn good. I mean, I've seen it a couple of times.
Very mediocre scores, not even critically liked.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's probably why if no one's clamoring for it.
Mm-hmm.
2011, it's tough, man. It just gets completely shelved by all the great movies that were coming out then.
Well, that's the thing.
You're talking Avengers and
that was not a good year for that movie to come.
No,
year after that year too was not a really good year for it.
Well, that and also Marvel's the Twilight series was going on as well.
That's right. Yeah,
that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to capitalize on the book to movie series type thing, like Twilight, and obviously everything else going on. It's just mixed in the pile, and I feel like that just hurt this series. But
X-Men First Class came out that year.
Oh jeez, yeah, it didn't stand a fucking chance. Are you
No,
kidding
I mean
me?
you had movies. You had Real Steel, Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh my god,
Limitless, X-Men First Class, Mission Impossible 4. Drive was that year.
Another movie
that I won't. Another movie I won't say because it's on my list. That's the next one I'm gonna say. But matter of fact, I'm gonna jump you real quick, Josh, and it'll be the next one I'm gonna say real quick. Battle Los Angeles.
Great
Do you remember
film
this with Aaron Eckhart?
I just watched it the other night.
They were supposed to set up. They were supposed to be like Battle New York, Battle Miami, Battle like a bunch of like the alien invasion style movies where they're just fighting through the streets and killing aliens that invaded the planet. And they were supposed to, like, I remember at the end of it, they had said something about New York, and they kind of alluded to the fact that they wanted to go there next with the movie, and never happened.
Nope.
I've never seen that movie. And the way you're talking about it, you guys both talking about it, I probably should. It didn't look like it'd be. I don't know. I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh, I've seen this movie before. You know what I mean?
You probably have
disregarded it.
Yeah,
but it was a decent movie.
Say, yeah.
Is it fun? Okay. Like that? I don't need this Oscar award winning film.
No,
like if it's fun, super fun. Yeah, totally.
Down. Michael Pena's in it. Bridget Moynihan, Michelle Rodriguez. Come on now.
Isn't Rihanna in that?
Okay.
Oh no, that was Battleship.
Yeah, that was Battleship. Yeah, I mean, fond memories of it, but I don't know if it was actually that good. All right, Josh, you go
now. And my number 3 movie is Godzilla, the 1998 one with Matthew Broderick. I'm really shocked. That movie was huge. And it's iconic. And even the way it ended kind of like there was, I can't even fathom the idea that they never even made another one. I really can't. And I really would have wanted another one because I know it's like 50-50 almost what I see with this movie. Some people think it's complete trash, and then some people absolutely love it. It's like split down the middle, and I absolutely love that movie. I really wish we got a sequel to it.
Wasn't Jack Black in that one as well?
I don't think so. I don't think Jack Black was in that. In the 1998 was he?
No, he's not.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't think he was.
It's very divisive. Like
super
some
divisive.
People, I mean it made
split.
It made it made $380 million.
Which in 1998 is a lot of fucking money.
And it cost 125. So, but its scores are bad. People, and I feel like that could just be due to like people kind of bombing it.
Yeah.
But I
it
remember
was the American version of Godzilla. Like, of course it's going to be... And look at the way Godzilla looked, you know? It looked like a giant T-Rex.
Very different.
Like, I get it.
Yeah. No, I get the people who grew up with Godzilla, like the standard OG Godzilla, and then they see this and they're like, what the fuck is this? No, but it has a very special place in my heart because I remember this came out like right after, I want to say this came out a little bit after Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah, Jurassic Park was what?
No, Jurassic Park is 93, so not really.
That came out before I was born. That's weird. I don't think it did.
Shortly after one of the sequel Jurassic Parks.
Yeah, right after Lost World. That's what it was. It did come after Jurassic World, and I remember like it was huge. I mean, it was everywhere. They had like Pepsi ads, Dorito chips. Like I'm pretty sure the Dorito 3D chips like had a huge marketing thing for this. Like
Doritos 3D chips.
This movie had America just spray painted on it. You know what I mean? The marketing there, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing some sort of marketing. McDonald's, Burger King. You go into Walmart, the T-shirts are everywhere. Like, this movie was America.
America.
All right, so what do you got for a couple? Give us a couple honorable mentions for us.
All right, so I'm just going to rifle through these. I'm going to throw one of them my wife wanted on the list. It's a newer movie, so I don't know if there's even possibility of it happening, but she wants a sequel to Peanut Butter Falcon. Don't know how they would go from there or if it's a continuation. I don't know.
I'd check it out.
But
I would.
Yeah.
If they said they were doing a sequel, you know, I don't think it needs one, but I would check it out.
One of my big ones that everybody's been asking for years is Goonies.
Yeah.
Stargate.
Everybody all grown up.
Yep. Stargate from like something from the original Stargate movie. John Carter.
Oof.
I didn't like
tough.
John Carter.
It was tough. It was again. I just got sucked into the whole visual aspect of it and the story.
No,
it looks good.
I admire you. You watched that movie and you're like, I want another one, and I just
I want to see what happens.
That is
I want to see what happens.
Movie fandom is a beautiful
I
thing.
was invested. Damn it! Not saying it was a great movie, but I was fucking invested.
Yeah. Yep.
Ender's Game.
Never saw that one.
I don't know. I don't think I saw that.
That's with Harrison Ford and Isa.
And then the one that I'm surprised that that wasn't discussed earlier, but we have talked about it in the past. But District 9.
Yeah, that one. So that one is in development. That's
and I did. That's why I didn't add it to my list. Yeah, there is. Yeah,
is it actually in development now?
Yeah, it's in development.
Yeah, Charlton Copley is like said he's got it like half written. I thought we talked about that.
We did. Yeah.
We did. But then I thought it was like completely squashed.
Yeah. No, it is in development. Yeah.
He said, I remember looking it up for when I did my top 100 because it's on there. That it's perfect. That the script is written by a lot. So that's why, because I looked at a couple lists and that was like on there every time it was there.
Yeah.
You got a couple extra ones, Josh?
Yeah, I'll run through some. I got Small Soldiers. That was a movie that I definitely loved as a kid, and I always wanted another one too. I got The Incredible Hulk, which like I know one could say like, oh, but it's a continuation in the MCU. No, it's fucking not. It just doesn't feel like, I wanted an Edward Norton sequel to Incredible Hulk. I always wanted that.
Yeah.
iRobot. I always wanted to see another iRobot, especially the way it ended.
Yeah.
I think that would be something great to see. Man of Steel. We'll never get that, but Man of Steel is definitely a sequel I wanted. And I'll
Me
end the
too.
last one, and you guys are gonna laugh because it's been a topic of conversation here on Personified Fandom. But Daredevil with Ben Affleck, I'm surprised they didn't do a sequel. I know it wasn't critically well received, but I'm pretty sure it did pretty well in the theater. I mean, this movie was talked about. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing about the Daredevil movie. I always wanted another one. It holds a special place in my heart, and I always want to see him portray that again.
It's funny that there's a theme. Ginties are all like movies that lead to a sequel that just didn't get made. Like they all allude to the sequels that don't get made. Yours are like movies that you just want more of those movies that got canceled for some reason. And then mine are like mine are more obscure that I fucking loved that just never continued. So I got a couple more. Iron Giant.
Ooh.
That never got made. And at the end, when his pieces start rattling, like they're coming back together, and I'm like, oh, like they got to make another one. That was such
Mike, you might have just picked the ultimate movie that never got a sequel. I think you just you took that one home. Iron Giant. Holy shit. Me and actually my friend who I'll be his best man, we loved that movie as kids. We used to watch it all the time, and we were always talking about like theories to what was going to happen when he came back together, and then just radio silence. They never made one. We were so bummed. And then the A-Team. Remember that one?
Ooh, another one.
They never went anywhere else with those, and I thought that movie was bad until like 4 years ago. We watched it when I was actually down in Miami. Our last night there, we were like done with going out and just kind of burnt out from partying, and we just sat around, had a couple beers, and watched the A-Team. And I was like, this movie's so goddamn good. How come it didn't? Like, it's so funny and it works. How come it didn't?
That's probably why. They're probably like, hey, it's kind of the Expendables in a way.
But like the story that the Expendables took from the A-Team.
It's the A-Team. It's from the 70s, dude. 70s and 80s.
It is a classic. I think, and I would say, like Expendables is it's based off the A-Team. Yeah. But
and then they made the Losers,
this is a period when the Expendables was still going and more movies were coming out. So I almost think it was unwise for them to do that one. But that is one that I would have watched if they did another one for sure.
If they kept going with those. And then I'll say the last one. I don't necessarily need a sequel, but I would want more from that universe, and it's The Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. I thought of that. I thought of that.
Yes.
You could say that The Fifth Element was a Star Wars movie, and it would make sense.
It would.
Like
it was on Coruscant.
It was so fucking good. That was even when it comes to like sci-fi movies, my wife doesn't care too much about. I mean, she loves Star Wars, which is great, but she loves The Fifth Element.
How can you not?
It's a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want more from that universe. Even if I mean, obviously it's impossible for Bruce Willis to be in it now.
Yeah.
But even if you went into that universe and had, I mean, Mila Jovovich could pick up and do something with it. Like, I think that would be
bring Chris Tucker back. Put him in the same
because she doesn't age, and now
Yeah.
Corbin Dallas is dead, and now she's married to his son.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's our list of movies that should have got sequels. I think we pretty good job, guys.
Yeah.
This was kind of
good. That was good.
Kind of, I wouldn't say last minute, but we did come up with this just a few days ago.
Kind of on the fly, yeah.
Yeah.
I made my list this afternoon.
Hell yeah.
Good job. You had some bumping ones there. Yeah. All right. I think it's about that time for the drink of the week.
Drink.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. So I got another one here. This one comes from a coworker and a former coworker of Josh as well. Our friend Steven.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So this is called a carrot cake shot.
Ooh.
So I'm not going to do
it. Carrot cake.
So I love carrot cake is my all-time favorite cake. So it's equal parts of 4 different things, but my shot glass is not going to be big enough because I'm going to do full on shots out of this. So I got the mini glass. So we're going to go old school. Goldschlager. Oh, yeah.
I have some fond memories of the old Goldschlager.
49.5% ABV. I'll pour that in there.
I used to feel so classy and rich. Real classy broad when I drank that.
Butter shots.
Yo, this tastes good already.
We'll pour that in there. We need coffee liqueur, so I'm using Mr. Boston coffee brandy.
Ooh, Mr. Boston.
Never tried Mr. Boston.
Dude, it's coffee.
The vodka. Mr. Boston's vodka is about as cheap as it gets. Talking
cheaper than Zanka?
It's right there. It's
right
Zanka's
there.
like 8. Boston's is like 11.
Like Jenkins.
Yeah. Used to get ripped on Jenkins and Mr. Boston's, and oh my god.
And the final is Irish cream. Most people use Bailey's. I like Ryan's.
Ryan's, yes. Yep.
Cheaper, and it's
delicious.
I think it tastes better.
Yeah. It's one of those liquors where the cheaper version, I think, actually is better than Bailey's.
That's like Sailor Jerry's to Captain Morgan's.
I've never had
Sailor Jerry's.
No? Sailor Jerry's like, pretty good.
It's pretty close, and it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. So
and if you're just getting it if you're not just ripping shots of Sailor Jerry's, but if you're getting it for added, it's good.
And it's a half a glass, so fuck it. Cheers to the carrot cake, and thank you, Stephen. It's damn good.
Where does it taste carrot cake?
Bet it's sweet.
There it is on the end.
There it is on the end.
Right up there.
There's the carrot cake.
In the mustache.
Uh-huh.
I might have went too heavy. I might have used the wrong side for the I might have done double. I did double shots for the coffee and the cream.
I was going to say you looked like that might have been a coffee.
You might have created a new
But
drink.
I can do it again.
Okay, round 2. Never before done on Personified Fandom. We're going for round 2.
We're gonna make this work. We're gonna make it work.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna make Toke name movies that need sequels all night.
Yep. All right, keep
until
going.
He runs out of booze.
What else you got? Yep.
Jurassic Park needed a better sequel.
Judging by the wall behind him, we're gonna be here a while.
Let's use the smaller side. There we go. This might work better.
Yeah, but you won't get as drunk.
That's debatable. Okay. Cheers.
Round 2.
That's better. It's pretty good.
We had an amount difference. That was it.
All right, round 3. Let's see how many rounds we can go with this bitch.
Well, I'm out of the Goldschlager, and I'm out of butter shots.
Just start chugging bottle. Fuck the carrot cake. I'm trying to get lit. That's awesome. I gotta try that.
Pretty good. I think.
I also want to plug your butterscotch drink video that you did. My wife and I are.
The Butterfinger.
The Butterfinger. Yeah, my wife and I are huge fans of Butterfingers. We love Butterfingers. And I showed her that video, and I'm like, we have to try it. I never would have thought that, like, peanut butter whiskey and pineapple juice would taste like a Butterfinger. But I have to try that.
It is a dead ringer for a fucking Butterfinger. It's unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Or do you like Tootsie Rolls?
Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah, I like Tootsie Rolls.
50-50, orange juice and Kahlua. Tootsie Roll.
Orange juice and Kahlua. Okay. Wow, that's 50, weird. 50. Why does orange juice make it taste like a Tootsie Roll?
It adds that tanginess that you get when you actually eat a Tootsie Roll. It's crazy, but it's exactly a fucking Tootsie Roll.
That's awesome. What is that, like as a shot?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or, I mean, if you wanna make a drink out of it, pour it in a big glass, just make it 50-50.
Right. Okay.
That's so
definitely keep that in mind.
So much sugar.
so much sugar. I love it though.
It's a lot of sugar.
I like sugary alcoholic drinks.
It's like eating a handful of Tootsie Rolls. You're fine.
Yeah. You ever have a birthday cake shot?
Melted down.
Or like a chocolate cake shot?
Glass. A what?
A chocolate cake shot or like a birthday cake shot where you suck the lemon and then you take the shot and it tastes just like cake. Yeah, my wife.
Yes.
That's one of my wife and I's go-to shots when we go out. Love that. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's all we got today on episode 20 of Personified Fandom. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. I'm Josh Meany. Find me here because this is basically all I'm doing right now. Like us on TikTok as well. And Mike, where can they find you?
Same. Sitting here, got my new setup now. It's a lot better than setting up every single time where I was. But yeah, just here.
I love how you said, yeah, where can they find you? Sitting right here. Going
right here.
I'll be right in this chair whenever you need me. But
when the lights go off, I just sit like this.
Yep. He never leaves.
Just critiquing good movies, going shit.
Yep. His fiance periodically just brings him a new shirt to put on, but other than that. But Toke, where can they find you drinking?
So you can find me also, like Mike, right here in this spot in front of my wonderful display of booze. You can find me on Facebook at Eric Tokenel. You can find me on Instagram at Toke_official. You can find me on TikTok, Toke.24_NR.
Absolutely. And yeah, that's all we got for you till I've been drinking too much. That's all we got for you tonight on Personified Fandom. And until next time, everybody.
We love you guys.
Peace out.
Oh, hey, look at you. You made it to the end of the video. Well, if you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button. Should be over here, I hope. Also check out some of the other videos we have on the channel right over here. Do it. Click the video. Click the video. Dude,